Hello everyone watching, I welcome you to another amazing episode, and we are still exploring the culture of Uganda, going deeper down into the cultural institutions in Uganda and understanding the people of this amazing country. Today the question we are answering is about the Kingdom of Buganda, and it's about the king. The question of today is, who is the Kabaka? Well, in Uganda, just imagine you are living in a smart country with the skyscrapers, the present smartphones, with the elections going on to elect leaders and everything. With all this modernity, still having a king. Can you imagine that? Yes. In central Uganda, this is not just history. This is not an imagination. This is part of life. So guys, we are answering this question of who is the Kabaka, and I hope by the end of this video, you will have understood this amazing institution. The Kabaka, well, is the king of Buganda. Is this kingdom, in the kingdom, is the Kabaka still important? Let's watch the video and then we discuss this together. Well, he is the traditional king of Buganda. That is the fact, and this is what you should note. The Kabaka is the traditional king of Uganda, one of the best and most known kingdoms in Uganda. Now, just if you are to understand this, just know that a king or the Kabaka of Buganda is not just a person wearing the crown. No. An institution of the Kabaka represents centuries of Buganda's history, Buganda's tradition, Buganda's leadership, and even the century of cultural identity, which is really, I don't find it the same with other kingdoms. Now, for many to understand about the king of Buganda or the Kabaka, it is just a symbol of unity and belonging. When you are the Muganda and you see the Kabaka, it is a symbol of unity and belonging. It is even other people who are not Baganda, they can testify this. Now, Buganda Kingdom, there is more we can know about it. Now we talk about the king. Let's talk about the kingdom itself. Of course, I have said before that it is the largest kingdom in Uganda and it is found in the central part of the country. You remember when I talked about Lake Victoria, it shares the borders Lake Victoria or Lake Narubale. Now, this historical kingdom is amazing. It has a long and rich history. It has a long and rich history with the traditions, clans, as of course I shared with you about clans. I think we shall do a video specifically about clans of Buganda, the cultural institutions and all that. Now, I think what you have to know is that they have developed a system of leadership over generations, and this is what makes Uganda a unique kingdom to me. Today, it is an important institution in Uganda. Now, some of you would be asking, but Uganda is a republic. Yes, Uganda is a republic country. And so, why are there still kings? Actually, this is what confuses most of the visitors or most of the travelers or people who come to Uganda and they want to learn more about culture. This is the question they ask. Now, it is in Uganda where you find that the traditional and the cultural leaders or the traditional institutions and the modern state institutions of the country, they go along each other. So they work together. They complement each other. So the kingdom is there. Kingdoms are there, not only one. And the states of the country, the state institutions are also there. We have the parliament, we have the judiciary, we have the president, everything is there. but we still have these amazing traditional cultural institutions. So they exist side by side. Now, you would ask yourself a question, why is the Kabaka so important? Well, as I've said, the Kabaka or the king of Buganda represents history. The king of Buganda represents culture. The kingdom of Buganda and the king of Buganda represents identity. So they have to be there because the kingdom or the kingdom brings together these people, and then they identify themselves as the Baganda. So it's so important that they have it because it has been passed on from generation to generation. That is something that you should note. It is not something happening now. This is the leadership that has been passed on from generation to generation. So when you see the current king or the Kabaka of Buganda, is someone who has inherited it from his fathers, and the father also inherited from the father, something like that. So that's how it has been passed on from generation to generation. Now, you have to understand more about the Kabaka and the cultural heritage. The kingdom of Buganda is connected to cultural sites, is connected to traditions, it is connected to ceremonies that happen. You remember when I was telling you about the drums, when they are functions, they are ceremonies, they beat the drums, is part of the identity of Buganda and their cultural heritage. Now, one thing you have to know about culture, that culture survives only through people who practice it. This is something that everyone should note. Now, what makes the culture survive is because people practice it. Then, what makes an institution important? It is the story that it carries. So Buganda Kingdom is very important because of the story it carries. Buganda kingship, or the Kabaka of Buganda, is also because of the history and the story he carries, because it has been passed on from generation to generation. So guys, I hope you have understood something. In case you are not a Muganda, you know you have understood about Buganda and the kingdom, and now you can differentiate between the state and the kingdom. In the next episode, we shall talk about more of the clans and other things that make Buganda Kingdom very unique. Thank you for watching, and see you in another episode. Remember, we bring you the amazing side of Africa in our travel tips, and we give you the information that you would have rather paid for. We give it to you for free. Let's meet on another episode.